Next. You know, we've wanted this to happen for a long time, and ever since my son was born, and the fact that it did finally happen, I mean, I was ecstatic. When I got the news from Bryce and my manager, it was nothing but positive. I mean, it was really cool because I could obviously get back with WWE in a way, shape, or form, but it made me one of the coolest dads in the world. So for that, it was really nice to come back for that. No, we did the scan when we did the commercial, but it was there were two different kinds of scans.
Face and body.
Face and body. But like what I did years ago with the balls,
motion capture.
That's you guys still do that,
yes.
But I didn't take part in it. So that's the answer. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I'm here for 2K. As far as the WWE current product is concerned, whether I'm out shooting a movie or doing a TV show, man, honestly, I haven't kept up with it. Not that I don't enjoy it, but it hasn't been part of my viewing history. But it's new talent, it's young talent, and you know, from what I hear, they have a plethora of very talented people down there, whether it be guys or girls. And at the end of the day, it's the future of the business. And so what they're doing with it, I'm a big fan of. I'll answer it right on 2K. I'll be kicking his ass up and down that video game. Anything beyond that, I'm here for 2K.
Yeah.
If the opportunity presented itself, there is no way in hell that I would say no. Because to get my hands on Brock again would be a pleasure. But right now, I can only do it in the video game, and if that's all I got, that's all I got.
The first match you won, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. The only match.
The only match, right.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
But you always push like 2 buttons at the same time.
No question. I mean, truthfully, I'm not the best at video games because my son kicks my ass every day, and he's 10. But you know, it's more time that I can spend with him. And the reality is, I'm showing him some of the stuff that I used to do. Other than YouTube, that's all I got. So this is new and improved, and I'm really honored to be a part of the game. Whether I'm on the cover or a downloadable character, I'm honored to be all of those. But just to be a part of it, I mean, it's as a dad, it's a dream come true. It really is. And I'm not going to BS anybody in here. You guys know me by now. I'm the last one to ask for that question.
But you would.
I've said numerous times over the past couple of years that water under the bridge between myself and WWE as far as the animosity throughout the years. I'm 49 years old, man. Life's too short. I mean, I'm like an elephant. I don't forget nothing. But, you know, in lieu of being able to provide something for my son to watch, I'm willing to put anything under the table. So, you know, hey, you never say never. I'm 49, but I mean, I can still kick someone's ass pretty quickly. So, if it turned out to be Brock, that'd be a dream come true. In the past that I've done.
I mean, you're away from WWE since 2004.
You know, I mean, the most fun thing I've ever done in Hollywood is The Longest Yard, because it gave me the ability to do what again? Why did I like The Longest Yard more than anything that I've ever done? What's the love of my life? Bingo.
Oh,
I played every freaking down in that game.
Okay.
Everything. I didn't have the only time I had a double is when I went to Sturgis, when I went to the motorcycle rally and I had a guy run down the field for me and you could see the back of his head. Other than that, I took every hit, I did everything, because for me, the ability to put pads on again and do the one thing that I always loved to do, it was a dream come true again. So I took it I got in fights every day with the guys because all the extras were current players. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you know, no matter how old you are, you still think you can do your thing. And after Austin blows his hamstring out running through the bags, I figured I had to be the man of the group.
Definitely were.
Tried. The extras didn't like it too much. I took a couple guys' heads off and I broke a guy's nose, but it happens, you know. It happens. But I got a movie coming up, you know, in 3.5 weeks. Max Yeager, Black Ops. It's the first of a trilogy, 3-part series that we're going to do. And I got some big bad mothers in that movie, and it's going to be really good. It's about homegrown terrorism, you know, okay. Special ops, ex-Navy SEAL, and story of how it ties in with my family, my pursuit to keep my family safe, and at the same time expose the terror cells that are within our community. Okay. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
How much of Goldberg is in that character?
Max Yeager is Goldberg. No question. There's going to be some stuff going on there that's going to be a lot of fun. I got Dodge Motor Company involved. You know, we got like 25 cars of theirs, the Hellcat Chargers and Challengers and all that kind of stuff. And we got some really cool stuff we're going to pull out.
So if someone asks one of us here anytime, oh, you met Goldberg, how is he? We just can say, hey, watch that movie.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because the reality is I'm my wrestling character. You guys see me now. I'm not putting on any kind of thing. You know, I'm as nice as I can be. You know, I'll kill you with kindness until I want to kill you. The reality is that I believe that the best wrestling character is a person with range that can show people that at any drop of a hat he can rip your head off, but he can also be the antithesis of what people think that he is. And after I decapitate a guy in the ring, I can walk out of the ring and see a 5-year-old kid and pick him up and give him the belt and look at the smile on his face, and that to me is the best part of it. Well, that to me is equally as fun as the physical part of demolishing somebody. So you'll see in the movie my love for my daughter, who gets abducted, and my pursuit of her, but at the same time, you know, somebody rounds the corner and gets in front of me with a weapon, then I'm going to take their head off. And after I do that, I'll go back to my girl. You know, it's showing the range. That's all it is, and it's me. You saw it at WCW. You didn't see it as much at WWE, but it's everything I do, whether it be theatrical or whether it be wrestling. I try to be as realistic as possible. I don't like to act. Rock is a great actor. I like to be myself. Because I have a lot of range, whether it's walking an old lady across the street or whether it's, you know, clotheslining a guy that, you know, bumped into me and didn't say excuse me. You know, at the drop of a hat you can turn like that, and I think that's the value of a good character, to show range. You know, you can go from one end of the spectrum to the next. So that's me, both in here and out there and in the movies and TV. You know, I've never aspired to be an actor, but I truly believe that if you're asked to do these roles and you're a badass in the role, then it's pretty flippin' easy to do, you know? So that's my acting experience.
Don't tell me it's Brock Lesnar.
It's Brock
Oh,
Lesnar.
no, it ain't Brock. You can't stand Brock. Obviously, he wants to be little Goldberg.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. I mean, he's very proud of his dad. You know, I'm shameful that I wasn't able to continue to do what I was doing after he was born, so that he could see it in person. But as far as the product, no, he doesn't watch the product. He loves the hell out of the video game, though. I can tell you that. But, you know, that's as close as he gets to it. He's got some action figures and stuff. But, you know, back in the, you know, about 5 years ago, I was soured a bit on it. And I never pushed him to watch wrestling by any stretch of the imagination. And so he's an athlete. I mean, he's been doing Muay Thai since he was 5. I'm going to let him play football for the first time next year. He's been playing baseball for 5 years. I mean, the kid's really, he's 10 years old, he's 120 pounds. I mean, he's going to be a monster. So, I mean, he just doesn't watch it.
Okay.
There were a number of them, a number of guys that I really liked to work with. Big Show was one of them. There's a bit of fabrication in wrestling. I was a monster when I was 300 pounds and I just came out of the NFL. I was powerlifting, doing good mornings with 500 pounds. I was crazy. But at that point, if Big Show didn't let me pick him up and if he wasn't athletic, nobody could pick him up and jackhammer him. Nobody. I don't care who you are. So the athleticism that he displays at his size is unparalleled. So therefore, he was able to make me look like Superman. Granted, I had to get him up there, and I had to hold him up there, and I liked to hold him up there for a long time because he hated being upside down. At dark matches, we wouldn't even. I beat him before the bell rang, and people were on their feet, going crazy because all they wanted to do, they didn't care about anything but me spearing him and jackhammer. That was it. So we did a deal where he'd smoke a cigarette, he'd get in the ring. Charles Robinson would yell at him for smoking a cigarette. He'd get Charles Robinson up in a choke slam. I'd run out, spear, jackhammer, boom, 1, 2, 3. People were on their feet. Nobody was ever disappointed. Scott Steiner was arguably one of the best opponents I ever had. And, I may catch flack for this, but he doesn't cry when you hit him. I mean, accidents happen. The reality is, if I wanted to hurt people, I would have done it every single match. If Brock wanted to hurt people, he'd do it every single match. But it's a dance. And what happened with Bret Hart was an accident. What happened, a couple other guys was accidents. But the reality is, man, that other guy puts his life in your hands. And you're a moron if you take advantage of that. And there were morons there, but I wasn't one of them. And when I accidentally slipped and did something to somebody, here's the deal. You guys want to know about me? Look at the video of the Battle Royal at WCW. I'm 6 months into the business. I don't know shit from Shinola, right? I'm being led around by everybody who takes it upon themselves to point me in the right direction. Unfortunately, some of them pointed me in the wrong direction, but Steiner and I went at it. I mean, if you see some of the shots, the forearms that we threw, that match, okay? So the microcosm of defining Goldberg as a human being is in that match. I get in the ring, Steiner gets in the ring, and like I say, I'm right in the business, right in the beginning of the business, so I don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, Steiner yells, "Hit me!" And he's on my left side, and I'm not left-handed. And I didn't work really good on my left punch, but he kept screaming at me, "Hit me!" And I'm like, fuck, I'm in the wrong position, dude, but here goes. I broke his orbital, okay? I blasted him on accident. I knew I broke something. Remember the mask he was wearing?
Yeah.
That's why he wore the mask, okay? So right when I dropped him, what do you think happened? I went right down. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I didn't care about the cameras. I didn't care about what was going on in the match. I didn't care because I hurt a friend of mine. Yeah. And the business went completely, it was backdoor. It wasn't my concern. My concern was my friend. But at the end of the day, he didn't cry when you hit him, because he wanted that. And that's what people wanted to see. Ming was a great guy to wrestle. Because I power slammed him, T-boned him straight up and down like a lawn dart. Yeah. Went over him, covered him. Ming, my God, are you all right? Right in the middle of the match.
Was he backstage also crazy like in the ring?
He was nuts.
He was nuts.
But he was awesome. That's why I liked him, because he could go. He taught me more than 90% of the people in that business, and I value his opinion, and I look up to him, and he's an idol of mine. And I very much was appreciative that he would take 5 seconds with me and point me in the right direction. Rick Steiner, another one, loved Rick. You know, those guys took me over to Japan and showed me what it was like really to potato somebody. But they were the real tough guys. And I really enjoyed going out there because I didn't feel nervous, you know. We could just go, and it was just like a real fight. I'm telling you, watch that battle royal with me and Steiner. The forearms he was laying in on me, they're just like what he does. Okay, no difference. He tried to take my head completely off, but it was give and take, and we knew that the people would eat that up, and we were men enough to do it. Now, granted, that's not professional wrestling, but it's maybe old time professional wrestling, but it is what it is, and we had to do what we did. We wanted to do what we did to entertain the fans on a different level than everyone else does. I'm not saying, you know, you go out there and do that, but hey, if you got two guys that are willing to go, let's go. Provides a great show. Kurt Hennig, unbelievable teacher. Loved working with him. I like working with a lot of people, man. Hector Guerrero, you know, taught me a lot of stuff. Chavo taught me a lot of stuff. Dwayne Bruce, my coach, taught me a lot. Arn Anderson taught me a lot.
Bruce was the Sarge from the power plant, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I get him in the corner in a match. I hit him like 15 times. We get in the back after the match. He goes, "Why'd you hit me 15 times?" I said, "I wanted to look like I was, you know, hurting you." He said, "Hit me once. I'm going down." It's a lot more powerful then, right? I said, "You're right." So it made my job a lot easier. You know, but there were a lot of guys I very much enjoyed working with. Conversely, there were a lot of guys that I didn't like working with, but they will remain unnamed. Now, I'm 49 years old, dude.
Still, you can make it, man.
You know, when Randy came back, he was 42.
Yeah.
I never did this for a living. I always did it for a passion.
Yeah.
I don't want to bastardize what these guys do. I mean, he does it for a living. You know, I mean, he's a pro.
Yeah.
I do it for fun. I enjoy it. I love it. I have a passion for it. I train a number of different martial arts because I love it. There's nobody out there that knows everything. That's the beauty of martial arts. There's so many of them, and there's so many things to. I'm, you know, taking Kali right now. I'm taking a little bit of Aikido, Krav Maga, because it's inside fighting with what I'm doing. I really respect the martial arts. If it was an option 25 years ago, and they were making money, I would have done it in 2 seconds. But it wasn't, and I didn't. So I can't turn the clock back. As much as I'd like to, I mean, I trained. I mean, I just got both my knees operated on. But prior to that, I was training 5 days a week, sparring 10 rounds, 10 5-minute rounds, 30 seconds rest in between. I'm 49 years old. Why am I doing it? Because I love it. I have a passion for it. Not that I like getting hit.
Yeah.
I like hitting people. But the reality is you're going to get hit. But I do. I like it. It makes you feel alive. I truly love it. I've completely destroyed my body since I got out of wrestling, but I still go. Because if you don't do, first and foremost, I want to set an example for my son. But secondly, it makes me live. It makes me feel as though I'm breathing again. You know, I'm so competitive. I just really enjoy it, and I don't mind getting hit. I get hit, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Would you train your kid to be a wrestler?
No. No. I'll train him to play professional football.
All right.
But you know what? At the end of the day, if he wants to do that, I'll train him to be whatever he wants. I will. I'm his dad. That's my duty. I'm not going to point him in the direction that I feel as though he shouldn't go. I'm going to let him figure it out on his own. I mean, and I've said this before, and this will tell you a little bit more about me.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever wanted to do as a kid was grow up and be like both my brothers and play football. I was lucky enough to work hard enough to attain that goal, but I got hurt and I tore my abdomen off of my pelvis. I couldn't play anymore. I had to retire. beating Hogan that night was an unbelievable feeling for a plethora of reasons. Namely, 45,000 people on 3 days' notice on a Monday night. But most importantly, the Falcons came and saved me when they went off television. You had Jamal Anderson, who was an All-Pro. You had Jesse Tuggle, who was an All-Pro. You had Jamie Dukes, who was an All-Pro. You had Cornelius Bennett, who was an All-Pro. You had Shane Dronette, who was, you know, arguably one of the best D-linemen there. And, I don't know, probably 10 other guys. They're all in their jerseys. And I beat Hogan. NWO comes out. We go off the air. They, you know, Steiner handcuffs me to the ring, and they spray paint my head and kick the shit out of me. And the Falcons saved me. So, for me, I call it poetic justice. I always lived my life to be them. But I was sitting in the corner, handcuffed to the ring, watching my idols wanting to be me. That was the coolest thing about that night. People, great, yeah. Title, yeah, awesome. Paled in comparison to the feeling that I had watching the guys that I played alongside and that I revered and I respected, and they were the best at what they did, the thing that I wanted to do, but damn it, they wanted to be me that time. They had the biggest grins on their faces. I was able to provide them something that they couldn't get. Yet they were the guys who I put up on that pedestal as the highest there were. So for me, it was really cool. Really cool. And I'm not downplaying the fact that I won the title and there were a lot of people there, but for my heart, that was one of the coolest moments of my life. That I have or that I don't have?
Oh!
Which one?
I don't know. This one.
That I don't have?
Yeah.
94 McLaren F1.
Why you don't have it?
They're $9 million. That's why I don't have it.
So you need to get back in the ring for the car.
I gotta get back in the ring for a long time for that car. $9 million. Brock ain't buying that damn car.
You versus Brock at WrestleMania, you make that purse.
Never know. I'm not the one that makes that call, but I'm the one that will finish it once the call's ever made. So,
You can do the first step. You probably get the number.
The first step is right here.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys read into it what you want. I mean, it appears to be the first step, but the reality is I'm here for 2K. That's it.
But it has been the first step for the Ultimate Warrior, for Sting, now maybe for you.
Yeah, but the business liked them a lot more than me. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? The reality is I'm not looking anywhere any further than being here today in Cologne. I'm honored to be here at GameCon, and I'm honored to represent the game.
But you'll be in New York on the weekend, and maybe there's this little show.
I am flying to New York tomorrow morning
SummerSlam.
at 10 a.m. I will say no more than that.
Okay. Looking forward to Sunday.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to Sunday because, yeah.
Your son will see you in the ring? Okay.
Next question.
Cool. That's actually all we've got time for, I'm afraid. But thanks everyone for coming. I'm sure if you ask politely if you'd like a picture.
Oh, that would be great.
Sure.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it greatly.